Hi, are you somewhere else?
Yeah, I'm at my mom and dad's place.
Sorry, is this still a good time?
Yeah, it's fine. I live here again now, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not ideal whatsoever, but it is what it is. The gym hasn't yet lost enough money yet, apparently, for me to get JobKeeper, even though we're closed. And it turns out I'm not eligible for Job Seeker at the moment. So it's frustrating.
Would be.
Mom and dad are being good to me. I mean, they're giving my brother a wedding, so I think they feel like they owe me for something for once in their lives.
Meg, I don't think they're giving Dan a wedding.
Oh, they think they are. Weddings cost money, Rosemary. Haven't you figured that out yet?
Yeah, it's expensive, but we'll make it work.
That's what you gotta decide. Is having an elaborate wedding worth their input?
We'll see. I don't know.
That's what you gotta decide. Hey, what about your mom? Does she have opinions on her precious little girl's big day?
Not really. I think Mum thinks getting married's one of the worst things she ever did.
She's not opposed to you getting married, is she?
No, well, at least she hasn't said. I'm trying not to ask that question because that would be a can of worms I don't want to open.
Fair enough.
Every single little thing. Then you thousand flowers through and rings. Open up the champagne. Cause the Cadillacs are on. Every single little thing. Then you thousand flowers through and rings. Open up the champagne. Cause the Cadillacs are on their way. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Oh, hey, hey, hey.
Rosemary, is Jessie joining us tonight?
I think so. I've asked her to.
Better late than never.
Sorry, I'm here now. What do you want, first dates?
Well, I would love you to all get to know each other better. I thought we could spend some time together, chat, and I don't know. I know we've all met, at least virtually, but I want you all to be friends too.
Are we going around the circle?
Yeah, that would be good.
It will be different on most of our screens, so you might have to sort of pick people out if you'd like an order.
All right, yeah, good point, I guess. Just tell us something we don't already know about you. Laura?
Oh, I'm Laura. I've known Rosemary since birth. I was in musicals when I was in high school.
No way. That's really cool.
Yeah, I suppose it is. I haven't performed in ages, not since then.
Do you think you'd like to get back into it or?
Maybe, but now isn't the best time for that.
Angelica?
I don't know. I tend to tell most people most things. Although I've only met most of you this year. Let me think.
I feel like most things you tell us will be news.
All right. I've had my job for 5 years and I've been working with Rosemary for 4 years.
I did know that, I think, but not everybody would have.
We could play Truth or Dare.
What, you gonna dare us to lick a telegraph pole?
Hey, that's a hazard even outside of COVID.
Yeah, too many splinters.
Suppose we could play Truth or Dare. Is everyone happy with that?
I'm down.
Angelica, Truth or Dare?
Truth.
Of course.
Who was your first love?
Well, when I was about 2,
You had a crush on someone when you were 2?
well, my parents had this drawing I had done when I was about 2 or 3 of me and my best friend's brother, and we were going to get married so that then my friend and I would be sisters. There, you have it. My first love.
That's kind of tragic.
That is tragic.
And how old was this brother?
He'd just been born.
Well, there you go.
I don't think that's your first love. Sure, you have crushes, but I don't even know what that is. Who's your first love?
Jessie, she's answered.
Like my first relationship.
Who wants to go next?
Noah wasn't actually my first boyfriend. I dated a guy when I was in high school, and then he moved away for uni, and we just didn't make the effort to keep seeing each other. It actually took us a whole year to actually break up. I got together with Noah about 2 years after that, when I finished uni.
There you go. That is new information.
Ooh.
How is your bridal party going, Rosemary?
Pretty good. They're getting along quite well.
Is that something that's important to you?
I would say that it is. They're all very important women to me. They represent different parts of my life. My childhood, high school, work, Dan's family. Of course, my brother Flynn is in the bridal party as well.
He's in the UK, isn't he?
Yes, he is. He's a lot older than me, so he grew up there. He came to Australia and lived here, where he met his wife, but then they went back to the UK and they brought up their family there.
Did you hear this? They're thinking there'll be a travel bubble with New Zealand by the end of the year.
Well, I know where I'll be going.
You and Dan been thinking about your honeymoon, Rosemary?
A little bit. New Zealand sounds good.
Pam and I went to the Blue Mountains, but I could have been anywhere.
I'll talk travel anytime you want, but that's the extent of my interest in your honeymoon.
No, you've got me thinking about New Zealand. That would be amazing. And it'll be summer, so it won't be too cold. I'll see what Dan thinks. Have you got a minute?
Just a quick one. The press is coming up.
You news junkie, you.
Jacinta Ardern joined the National Cabinet today. Don't you just want her to adopt us?
It does sound nice. New Zealand is going well, but we're going well too.
Did you see that live she did in her pajamas? She's just so relatable.
She is. But I don't think I want ScoMo and his gym jams all over my feed.
Fair enough. What do you need, babe?
I was just wondering how you would like your hair for the wedding. Do you have a preference?
On my head, hopefully.
So you cool with anything?
Within reason.
Awesome. I'll be back in touch.
Time for my date with ABC News 24.
Hello, Rosemary.
Hi, Andrew. Dan and I have been talking about honeymooning in New Zealand.
Look, it's a double-edged sword, but with my travel agent hat on. Ah, yes. Please, book your honeymoon, but keep in mind that it's non-refundable if you can't go because it gives us money when we don't have money.
I take it that's not your personal advice.
Well, look, as your friend, we don't know what's going to happen, and we don't know if there's going to be a travel bubble. And I wouldn't book your honeymoon this far out because if nothing changes, you won't be able to go.
I don't want to hear that.
I know, I'm sorry, but it seems I'm the bearer of bad news.
Have you downloaded the app yet?
Nah, I'm not going to. Data's not secure, so.
I don't think there's anything you'd give them that isn't already going all over social media.
You're right. If it worked properly, it would be worth it, but it requires too much contact to work properly.
There's a chance it'll get us through this quicker. I'll take those risks.
Sometimes I just open it and watch it. The little icon spins.
What are you expecting when you open it and look at it?
I don't know. It makes me feel safer. Maybe that's just me. Not that I'm really going to many places right now.
When you were choosing your wedding dress, how did you know that you'd found the one?
I went with my mum, tried on a dress I liked, tried on a couple more because she said not to pick the first one without trying on others, and then ended up picking the first one.
Your dress was nice, very you.
What? Plain and simple.
Classy, I was thinking.
What sort of dress do I think you'll pick? No, I won't guess because I don't want to put pressure on you. Weddings end up being all about pressure.
I'm intrigued now. What do you reckon?
Oh, sorry, my phone.
That's all right.
Well, it'll be summer. I don't think that you'll have long sleeves.
Correct. I can't see myself in long sleeves. I'd love a fitted dress. I'd love a mermaid. A mermaid gown with sleeves wouldn't work for the Aussie summer. Guess who's going wedding dress shopping tomorrow?
Woo, have a blast.
Please tell me you're not going to wear a strapless meringue dress, babe.
Well, I will try and avoid that. I really want a mermaid.
Oh, that sounds lovely.
You'll have to explain.
You know, it's a fitting gown that flares at the bottom.
Trust you. Sounds nice.
That's not your house.
Well, it is now.
Did you move out?
Well, the lease is up at the end of the year, and obviously Dan will be moving out, so Noah and I found a new place in Casula. Had Dan not mentioned that he's flying solo, I thought he would have, or at least one of us would have.
Yeah, I knew that you're moving, of course, but I didn't know that it was this soon.
Noah found this place because it's close to his work in Campbelltown, and he loves going into work, so it's good that he doesn't have to commute that much.
That's fair enough. How long have you been in the new place for?
This will be our first night, actually. We got confirmed for the lease a week or so ago, I think. It did happen quite quickly at the end.
Strange to think that it won't be that much longer until it's not Dan's place either.
I'm seeing a big uptick in COVID-related anxiety.
That's understandable.
Is that something which resonates with you?
I don't really think about it too much, to be honest. I'm fortunate that I'm able to work from home. Dan's going back to school full-time next week, so I suppose that is a bit of an adjustment, having all the kids back for him.
Are you concerned about his safety?
I mean, it's got to be done. Someone has to teach the kids. At the same time, I kind of wish he didn't have to go back full-time just yet, although the case numbers are going down.
Do you keep up with the case numbers?
Not really. I hear it on the TV and the radio every now and again, but not much more than that. Hi.
Hey babe, how you doing?
Pretty good. How are you? How's school?
It's normal. It's weird, same old.
Good weird or bad weird?
It's good weird in that so much isn't normal in the world, that. And it's bad weird, because I mean, in a way, that could go belly up on school going back.
I love you. I'm grateful for you.
Love you too. Oh man.
What are you
Okay.
thinking about?
I'm just thinking about the fact that you'll be my wife before 2021.
And you'll be my husband.
Let's go.
How you going?
Not the best. It's really lonely here, and the lease is up on my place. You can get out more, but it's really lonely.
Well, we got a gap in between our tenants down here. What do you reckon of coming down here for a bit of a trip?
Would you really be cool with that?
Of course. I haven't seen you in person in ages.
It'd be really nice to get out and catch up a bit.
Will I see you soon?
Of course. I'll get packing.
It's a big day.
Unless there's something you know that I don't.
No. I mean, in terms of restrictions easing. Hey, Jessie.
Hey,
Where are you, may I ask?
I'm in Melbourne, babes.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm on holidays. I'm free.
Good for you.
Is that Loverboy?
He's not Loverboy. He's, I don't know what he is.
Is he texting you or are you texting him?
It's sort of both.
Who mostly starts a conversation?
Probably me. Sometimes him. 50-50?
I don't want to pry, but
Why did we break up?
it is the million-dollar question.
I wanted to settle down. He didn't. End of story.
I mean, I can't talk, but if you like chatting with him, then you never know.
Oh my goodness. He just asked if we want to go for a walk.
Do it.
Okay, I'm texting him back. I might have to go.
See you, babe.
So, Melbourne.
It's a change of scenery. Nothing's tethering me to Sydney at the moment, so
Well, if it's an improvement.
I'm still your bridesmaid, whatever that means at the moment.
I don't doubt it. Hi, Quinn.
Hello.
Thanks for chatting with me. Now that we're allowed to have a photographer in addition to our numbers, Dan and I were wondering if you would be our wedding photographer.
I'd be honored, but are you sure you don't want a full-time professional photographer? I mean, I love photography, but I haven't done many weddings.
I'm sure that you'd be perfect.
You're not just doing this to save money, are you? Like, I wouldn't be offended if you were.
We're happy to pay whatever you decide to charge. We see you as a professional, that's why we've asked.
Oh, thank you. You know, I'd love to get into photography.
Dan's told me.
I'll try to get him a bit more enthused in the wedding planning.
Don't worry, I'm having the time of my life.
It's full steam ahead.
Do we have a deal?
Indeed we do.
Hi Meg, you might have already seen this, but I thought about you straight away. It's been announced that gyms are reopening from this Saturday.
Yeah, I saw that online. Such good news. I'm really looking forward to both getting back to work and getting back to the gym.
You might even be able to inspire me to come in. All the websites talk about having a wedding fitness plan.
Well, we'd always love to have you. I never object to fitness.
Is it wrong of me to not feel like I have to lose a whole heap of weight before the wedding?
Of course that's not wrong, Rosemary. That's perfectly good and healthy and normal to feel that way.
Thanks, Meg. I mean, I do want to fit into my dress, but I'll achieve that by having my dress fit me, not the other way around.
Exactly. Besides, Dan's fallen in love with you as you are right now.
Just before we go, do you have any more questions for me? I feel like I've been the one asking all the questions.
I did have one question. Does Angelica think it's weird that we still hang out? I mean, I don't think it is. We used to hang out all the time before the world ended.
The world hasn't ended, but when you used to hang out with her, she was dating your brother. Then he broke up with her.
That's true. We hung out independently of Noah, though. And besides, she's a bridesmaid in your wedding now, isn't she?
Yeah, she is. We're really close at work. I was a little worried about asking her, considering that, I don't think it's a stretch to say to you that she would have been wanting to be getting married this year.
Yeah, Angelica does take everything in stride. I did get that impression.
Anyway, I don't think you have to worry about it unless Angelica says something that she doesn't want to hang out with you.
Thanks, Rosemary. Angelica fit into the family really well. Well, I thought she did, but obviously that's not the case anymore. She brought something a little bit different.
Well, if it's all right with you, I'm happy to be neutral in this. You have your side.
It isn't really a matter of taking sides, Rosemary. Of course, I love my brother, so I want the best for him.
Let's just leave it at that. We're both grateful that Angelica is part of our lives.
Yeah.
Thanks for meeting with me.
It's my pleasure. What do you need? You're looking at wedding catering through the business, aren't you?
Yes. I was just looking at a rough idea of what we offer and some quotes.
How many guests will we have?
Well, that is quite up in the air. It will depend on the COVID restrictions, obviously.
Your wedding's planned for New Year's Eve, isn't it?
Yes.
That is a big night.
Would our caterers be booked in already?
No, not this year.
Well, we've got a conversation to have then. Hey Meg, how are you travelling?
I'm a bit frustrated at the moment.
About work?
Yeah, the gym is open again, but I'm still not being... It's a bind because I do like my job, even though it's tough at times. I don't want to throw in the towel, especially in this economy.
I mean, I can't really talk, but would it hurt to start looking for another job? What else could you do?
I don't know. Seek seems to be an endless rabbit hole. There are jobs around, but they require experience that you just can't get until you actually get one of these jobs.
Hopefully the restrictions will ease more and you'll get to go back to the gym.
Hopefully.
I'm coming home. I'm coming back from Melbourne. Things are getting a bit edgy here.
I think that's a wise decision, Jessie.
Are you all good with coming back? Like, do you need anything?
No, I'm good. Thanks, Angelica. I've got somewhere to stay when I get back, so hopefully things will soon be back to normal. Who's keen to go out to a bar, though?
Sounds nice, but would it be any fun at the moment?
Sure it would be. The place will have all the precautions, so we'll be fine.
How are you going finding a place?
That's Morgan from Morgan and Morgan Real Estate's job. I'm meeting with her tomorrow on Zoom, obviously.
I hope it goes well. What are you after in a place?
Oh, I'm pretty easy. But I'd like a flatmate, both in terms of budget and of having a bit of company.
Hopefully you'll find what you're after.
I hope so too.
How's August?
He's very good, if a little tired, but I suppose that's parenting in lockdown.
It would be even harder than planning a wedding, that's for sure.
Hello. You must be Charlie?
That's my name. And I take it's that your name's Jessie, and you're looking for a place to live in Sydney soon.
That's the one. I'm coming from Melbourne and Elise is up on my old place, so...
Oh, lovely. Who do you barack for? Keep in mind, depending on your answer...
I'm not from Melbourne. I did take a bit of time here a few years back, but I'm just on holidays. I have some friends down here, so...
Think about your answer.
I didn't realize this is a condition of tenancy.
It's not really. Don't worry.
All right.
I work for the Swans. Are you following? Or do you not know anything about football at all?
No, I know the red and white ones.
That's the one. Look, as long as you'll pay the rent and be generally tidy.
I'll do my best, babe. The rent seems really reasonable for the place, and I'm so glad to have somewhere to come back to, so I'm sure I can manage tidy.
When can you move in here?
I can see you at the end of the week. Great to meet you, landlady lady.
Thanks. We'll be housemates, though. I'll send you the details for the rent.
Quinn Mason, isn't it?
That's me.
So I know that we've just got you and your brother into a new place, but I wondered whether you'd be interested in a house sitting block. It cancelled out some of the rent.
I'd be keen. Where's the place?
It's in Mosman.
Oh, I'd love to, but Noah might not come. He likes being close to work in the Southwest.
That would be fine. It's for the whole month of July.
How's the new place?
It's nice. My flatmate Charlie is fantastic. She works in the AFL.
Oh, for the Swans?
Yeah, you listen.
I won't hold that against her.
Do you have a team? I can't believe I haven't asked you this before. Charlie was intrigued.
Oh, Cape goes for Hawthorn.
Charlie will try not to hold that against you.
Just before we go, I have some news.
Spill.
Rosemary, I'm pregnant. I'm due on New Year's Eve.
One of my bridesmaids, Laura, is pregnant, and due on the day of my wedding.
That's unfortunate timing.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I'm really happy for her. She's so maternal, and she got married at the beginning of last year. So it's possible that she won't be able to come to the wedding now, and I'm a little bit annoyed by that.
Why do you think that is?
Because I've become bridezilla, I guess.
So we've got to circle back from that.
Doesn't make me a terrible person.
Let's work on your annoyance. Let's break it down. Say it to yourself. I am happy for Laura.
I am happy for Laura.
How are you going with your guest list?
Well, it's official. We get to have our big wedding, so we're figuring that out.
How many people can you have?
We can have up to 150, but we won't have that many. And besides, it depends on our venue. It's 100 if we have it in a church. Anyway, it's not up to us to work out the 4 square metre rule. We'll just do what we're told. Of course, you're all in though. You're a team.
Is your brother able to come?
Oh, we hope so. The border won't be open, probably. But he has citizenship, so he'll be allowed back in if he quarantines.
That's good.
It's funny though. I feel like I barely have any people compared to Dan.
You have friends, babe. You do. They're like the family you make for yourself. And there are plenty of people from school you could invite. I'm not telling you that you have to, though. It'll be cheaper if it's smaller.
Well, the third cousins from Western Australia probably can't come, so that might even things out.
If I'd give you some advice, you probably don't need to invite people who you barely know, particularly if your numbers are capped. I mean, do whatever you like to. I've been to weddings where I reckon the bride and groom wouldn't even remember my name now.
There are some people you have to invite. You can't invite all cousins but one. If someone has a partner, you can't only invite the partners you like. It's annoying, but you don't want to hurt people's feelings.
But will their feelings really be hurt if they barely know you?
But it's my wedding. It's our wedding.
Well, you don't need randoms at your wedding, babe. Especially not now. Besides, we're getting married New Year's Eve. It better be a good party. Angelica, you good?
Yep, that's Noah. I'm sorry. Full attention.
You're excused. Is there anything else that we need to cover?
No, that's everything.
That was a quick meeting then.
Yeah, it was. We can get back to our other work now.
Actually, if you don't mind, there was something I wanted to run past you.
Well, all right.
You're a stylish man, Stuart, I will admit.
Oh, why? Thank you.
Well, what I wanted to ask was, Dan and his groomsmen are trying to sort out what they'd like to wear for the wedding. Got any suggestions?
Well, we've got men's dress shirts for sale in the menswear department currently, I believe.
Well, I'll have to tell them to check that out. What's the verdict? How many guests can we have?
73. That's the number we'll have for church when we get back.
Right. And can family members sit together?
Yes, if they live together.
Does that mean we can increase the numbers?
No, unfortunately, because it's not the number of seats, it's the square meterage of the church. Also, we might have to set up a screen if someone of those people can't see up the front.
That's less than ideal.
2020 is less than ideal.
That's true.
Please don't if this is too personal, but run through your guest lists. Who are you having that you need a really big wedding?
There's Mum, Flynn, Beth and the kids are hoping to come back from the UK.
Rosemary, I don't think that's going to happen.
I can't give their spots away.
I don't expect you to. For the record, I don't expect you to invite congregants you don't otherwise know.
Thanks. Sorry. I know I'm being a bit selfish.
Look, there is another option which I'm sure you know.
Can we have the wedding outside?
Of course. God is everywhere, Rosemary.
It is December though. What happens if it's 40 degrees?
Well, It's like a wet weather plan. You might still have to cap your numbers to what can fit into the church, but they should have a better vantage in the yard.
There we go. We have a plan. Hi, Meg. Seeing as you're living with your mum and dad at the moment, I just wanted to check something with you about the wedding.
Of course.
How many extended family members would your parents like to invite?
Well, our family has half and your family has the other half.
I mean, that's all good and well to say, but to know what half is, you need to have a concrete number. There's part of me which feels like we need to have the upper limit of what we can have under the COVID restrictions, just because you can.
Well, in terms of the cousins, Phil is definitely invited, obviously as a groomsman. And then George and Tammy and their little ones, of course. And of course their parents and auntie and uncle.
That's 7 people.
We don't really have heaps and heaps of relatives.
Maybe it just seems that way to me because I've got Mum, Flynn, Beth and the kids, and Gemma, but Flynn, Beth and the kids are overseas and Gemma is conducting the wedding, so then I just have Mum.
Well, once you marry Dan, you'll have a whole new family whether you like it or not.
Trust me, I'm looking forward to it.
Like you went back to Sydney, hey?
Yeah, poor things.
Had to be done. It's tough, but hopefully they'll really stamp it out this time like they did in New Zealand. We'll all be sweet.
Yeah. I wish we were in New Zealand.
So do I. Wonder what's going to be the new thing of lockdown this time. It's going to keep us occupied.
I don't know. Yo-yos? There'll be something.
How's Sydney going?
It's pretty normal here. There are cases, but they're mostly in quarantine.
Lucky you.
So, how do I look?
Gorgeous.
I don't look like I'm trying too hard, do I? I've always been the one trying too hard. I don't want to turn him off straight away.
What, with your hotness? You've always been dressier compared to him. Just go, have your dinner, enjoy yourself. Where are you going to again?
The Crossroads Hotel in Kajula. It's his local now that he's moved.
Have a blast.